Hello, Internet. Hello, YouTube. It's me again. I'm here to review uh, Romance Dawn, the pre-chapter to One Piece, or one of the one-shots that Oda did before starting One Piece, um, and the first volume of One Piece. I wonder if I could, probably should have tried this out sooner, but I guess you can see decently what's happening if I wanted to show something. Um, So yeah, let's get going. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I tried to post sooner, but I got work and stuff. So anyway, here we are. So Romance Dawn I had actually never read before. Like I said in my previous video, like I've been into One Piece for a while, but I mean, I was aware of it, but I just had never read it before, and I didn't even realize it came in the box set that I bought. To do these reviews. Uh, So yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was interesting. I felt like it could easily be like kind of I mean, there are different things in it, but it could be like what happened before, like between Luffy setting sail and meeting Alvida and Kobe and stuff like that. I feel like this could kind of take place then. Um, so yeah, but it's cool. There's this concept in it, which I had heard of before on the internet, but like I said, I hadn't read this before. But there's this concept that he dropped for the main series of One Piece, which I thought was kind of interesting. I think it's better that he dropped it, but I do kind of like the concept of there being two types of pirates, which I guess there kind of is, but they just don't name them like they do in Romance Dawn. So Luffy is apparently a peace main, which is like a pirate that seeks adventure and stuff like that, as opposed to I forget what the other ones are called. What they called again? Um, I forget what they're called. But there's peace mains and another type of pirate. Uh, oh, Morganeers. Okay, Morganeers are the bad kind. And then the peace mains are like nice pirates, basically. Um, So that's kind of interesting because I always thought like, I mean, Luffy is such an awesome character. He's like a nice guy and everybody loves him. He's like super charismatic and he gets all these followers and stuff like that. Um, but he's a pirate, and in human history, pirates have not been nice people. But Luffy is just that. He's a nice guy. So yeah. What else happened? Oh yeah, the flashback with Shanks is pretty much the same. The character Silk, clearly a pre-Nami type character. Um, and then the character of Gary, who's like the antagonist, is easily like a pre-Buggy. Although Buggy is a lot cooler in my opinion. But he does look like a traditional pirate, which Oda tends to like go kind of, you know, wacky with his designs, which I love, of course. But a lot of them don't look like traditional pirates, I guess. Um, yeah, so it was pretty cool. I suggest you read it if you haven't. It's a nice little short story. So yeah, I guess that's enough about that. I guess I'm not going to go into detail about everything that happens on every page. I just want to give like an overview of how I feel about it. Um, so now this is kind of why I started the channel to review what I had read before with new eyes, because it's been a long time since I've read One Piece from the beginning. So I wanted to reread it and also post videos on YouTube for some reason about how I feel about each volume. Uh, yeah. So that's the plan. So anyway, it's funny. So I even though it's been a long time since I've read the first volume, I have read it a lot because I own it. I owned it before I bought the box set. I got into One Piece a long time ago. I used to live in France, actually. I lived there with my family for a few years. And France is a little, at least they were, probably not anymore, but back in like the early, whoops, back in like the early 2000s, they were kind of ahead of the curve when it came to manga. And even before then, like I remember coming when we came back to America, I was like, "Where's all the manga?" Like, there's like no manga. But in France, they had One Piece and Naruto and fucking everything. Anyway, I started collecting One Piece when I was in France, and I own like the first 10, I believe, in like the French editions of the first 10. So I've read this a lot, although this is my first time reading it in the official English translation. But it's the same story. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I remember when I first read it, it was kind of weird because even though this is the first volume, it wasn't the first book of One Piece that I read. I actually started with the second one and the third one. I bought the second and the third one simultaneously, and I read those and I liked it. I thought it was cool. I didn't love it, but I did think it was interesting enough to want to know more about it. And then I think at the time the third one was like the most recent volume that had been published. And so after that, I went and oh yeah, the store didn't have the first volume for some reason, or obviously I would have bought the first one, but they only had the second and the third one. So I bought those, and then I went back and bought the first one later. And then the fourth one was the first one that I bought that I had to like wait for to buy. Um, but anyway, so all that to say that when I first read the first volume, I had read it after I had already read the second and third one. So I kind of had a different take on it, I guess. I like to read things in order, but I don't know. I guess I was eager to read One Piece for some reason. Um, but anyway, I liked it. I thought it was cool. It still holds up. The art is still great. Obviously, it's really interesting to see how Oda's style has evolved over the years. I mean, he was a boss from the get go, but his art is, it just gets better and better, basically. Um, so I put some post-its here to like mark the places of the volume that I really wanted to discuss in the video. So let's see if we can get to those. Shouldn't be too hard. Oh yeah, something that I had forgotten was that Luffy couldn't swim before he ate the devil fruit. Before he ate the gum gum fruit, he already couldn't swim. They said he was the equivalent of an anchor, and he has a shirt that says anchor on it. Like he couldn't swim anyway, and I had completely forgotten about that. So it's kind of like the devil fruit really didn't hinder Luffy at all. It only helped him. I mean, I think he mentioned that he wanted to learn how to swim, and I don't know if he was ever going to be able to, but I guess he could have. And now he can't. But apparently he couldn't swim anyway, so it's not like he's really missing out. Um, so I thought that was kind of interesting. I completely forgotten about that. Um, oh yeah, and another thing that's kind of interesting is how devil fruits and like whenever Luffy stretches and whenever people like talk about the devil fruits, they're always like kind of surprised. Like it's not normal. Like it's not like it's like whenever I mean obviously it's not normal, but I guess it is kind of in the world of One Piece. But at this stage, whenever Luffy like throws a punch or stretches, people like freak out. They're like, what the fuck is this? Like they've never seen anything like it. I guess because they're still in East Blue and they haven't gone to the Grand Line where like everybody is like super strong and stuff. But still, you think they would have knowledge of what devil fruits are and like what they can do, especially like Shanks and all them. I mean, obviously they knew, but oh yeah, and another thing that I want to bring up is I really want to know what Shanks was doing in um, Luffy's hometown. Like, what was he doing there? What is his connection with Luffy's hometown? Like they say, oh, we've been using this town as our base for like months and stuff like that, but they don't really say why. Like, why are they in East Blue? Because at this point, he's a pirate. He's like an accomplished pirate. He should be on the Grand Line, right? Shouldn't he be staying the Grand Line? Like, why is he in East Blue? I guess he had been to the Grand Line, then he went back to East Blue, and then he went back to the Grand Line. So what's going on? Like he must have some kind of objective. Um, there's actually a friend of mine who also reads One Piece has a theory that Shanks is actually evil and that he's manipulating Luffy this whole time, which would be kind of interesting, but we'll see. Uh, oh yeah, so the first post that I did was this. Um, the first time Shanks uses you see hockey basically. Shanks uses I guess Conqueror's hockey and scares away the Sea King there and loses his arm. And at the time, I had absolutely no problem with this. When I first read it, I was just like, okay, well, Shanks is a badass, lost his arm, saved Luffy. But now that I think about it, it's kind of like, okay, why did he sacrifice his arm exactly? Like, I've heard people online talk about how, um, like he did it on purpose, or like I don't know. But why would you do that on purpose? Like, why would you sacrifice a limb to if you could avoid it? Because it was just a Sea King, and Shanks is one of the strongest characters in the world of One Piece, presumably. So, how could a Sea King just bite off his arm? Um, maybe Oda hadn't thought it through at that point, or maybe there's a reason that I'm not realizing, or that I've forgotten. But anyway, that kind of I wondered that when I was reading it. What else? Oh yeah, second post it. The first, I don't know if it's the first Gum Gum pistol, but the first time he does serious damage, and I think it's the first spread in any case. This is kind of iconic One Piece. This is like I think everybody remembers this spread. You kind of can't forget it. And I actually just realized when I reread it for like the thousandth time, I just realized that his leg here, like how do I do this? His leg here, I never saw his leg. I thought he was kind of like in like a weird kind of like seated position. Like I thought his other leg was like here somewhere, like behind, like I don't know what I was thinking, but I never saw his leg here. I don't know why. I do stuff like that where it takes me a while to notice stuff, so don't be surprised if that happens. Um, so yeah. Oh wait. Something I wanted to mention about Romance Dawn is Luffy kind of has a slight personality change. It seems like in Romance Dawn he's less like Goku. Like he's less like naive and gullible and like kind of funny. He's more kind of like serious. I mean, he does. There are some comedic moments in Romance Dawn, but I don't know. His personality seemed a little different to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but what else? What else? Oh yeah, so we get Kobe and Alvida. Alvida, I wonder if she's gonna come back at some point. I guess she will. I guess she's still with Buggy. She really hasn't done anything for a while in the manga. Um, but Kobe is cool. I like Kobe. It's funny, like at this point, like you may almost think that Kobe would be like a really prominent character, and he's he shows up from time to time, but he's not like prominent, but he's pretty prominent in the first issue, in the first volume, and I don't know, like I remember thinking maybe what would it have been like if he was like there all the time, um, because I don't know. I like Kobe, but I feel like I wish he was stronger. I wish he was more like on Luffy's level because that would be really awesome if they meet at the beginning and then they go on their separate journeys. Luffy's a pirate, Kobe's a marine, and they're like neck and neck basically, like for the entire series. I think that would be kind of cool. But instead, Luffy just always like tramples over Kobe basically. I mean, they're friends and everything, but he's vastly stronger. Um, what else? Um, oh yeah, yeah. So Zoro, who they call Zolo in the American manga edition, and I'm still getting used to that. Um, but they keep talking about how he's like this demon dude, like how he has like the soul of a demon, or like he's demonic, or he actually is an actual demon, and I can't wait for that to be elaborated upon in the future. I hope it does. I hope they don't just like. I mean, it probably will because they have hinted at it throughout the series, but um, I really want to know what's up with that. I don't know why. It just really interests me. Um, and for some reason, I think that Zolo has like I just said Zolo. Zolo has a um, like I think the fact that he's like has like a demon in him or whatever, or like he's his demonry or whatever. I think that affects his sense of direction for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it doesn't. It has nothing to do with it, but for some reason, I feel like those two things are connected. Like the demon soul and the lack of a sense of direction. For some reason, I feel like there's a connection there. Um, okay, so here's Zolo's first introduction. How long have I been talking? Damn, 15 minutes. I think that's too long, isn't it? So this right here, Zolo's. I guess I'm just gonna say Zolo now. I mean, I just read the entire book where they call him Zolo. So, um, what's it called? This perplexes me because he looks badass as hell, and it's like, oh shit, it's his first introduction. Like, Zoro's awesome. I'm gonna try and say Zoro. I like Zoro better. Um, uh, but you know what? I was now what I'm wondering after I read this, how did they attach him to the goddamn pole, man? Because Luffy and Zoro were pretty much stronger than everybody in the village. Luffy was vastly stronger than Morgan. I mean, I'll get to all that later on this side later. But he's vastly stronger than he is, and Zoro's the one who takes him out with a slash, like one hit kill. Uh, and Morgan was like the strongest dude on the island, like he was terrorizing everybody. So who overwhelmed Zoro to the point where they like could attach him to a pole and like take his swords away? That's what I want to know. And also, he has his bandana on, which we know he only puts on when he gets really serious when he's fighting. And they said that I'm really deconstructing this too much, but they said I guess that's the point of what I'm doing. They said all he did was like kill some dogs or something, like Helmeppo's dogs. I don't know. I want to know what happened exactly there. Oh yeah, and also it's funny how badly Zoro doesn't want to be a pirate at first. And I know that's a common trend actually with a lot of the Straw Hats. How like they're kind of reluctant. They don't really like they need convincing. Like Luffy has to like win them over, and then they're like, "Oh hell yeah, I'll be a Straw Hat." But like before then, a lot of them are like, "Nah, I'm all right. I'm all right." Except for like I guess Robin and Brooke. um, I think I think Chopper needed some convincing too. Not as much, maybe. Um, so here we got Helmeppo's first appearance, where he's being a pure douche. Um, like he literally just keeps telling Luffy to fuck off. Like he's like, I'm not interested, man. And there should be more bounty hunters in One Piece. Like Zoro was a bounty hunter. You got your Johnny and Yosaku, but there should definitely be more bounty hunters considering the bounties. Like who's after the bounties? There should be way more bounty hunters. Um, like strong characters, who like aren't pirates and aren't marines. That'd be dope. Um, let's see what else. What else? Um, okay, so we got Axe Hand Morgan, who looks pretty cool. I gotta say, he's got a nice design. Um, he's a douche though, of course. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was actually probably the first part where I like really legit laughed out loud. Um, when Luffy, I mean Morgan is like hoisting his statue, and Luffy does his Gum Gum Rocket, which he does a few times in this book. And then oh shit, I just lost the post-it. Um, but he breaks the he breaks the freaking statue, and like he's like, oh whoops, that actually made me laugh out loud. That was pretty funny. Um, oh yeah, yeah, I put a post-it here for like I just so Zoro, whether or not I understand exactly what happened to him in this book, he's still one of my favorite characters ever. And that look, that glare, that's probably the first time I was like, yeah, Zoro's a badass. Zoro's a badass. Um, let's see, let's see. Um, I guess I'm kind of assuming that you've read One Piece. I don't think you would watch this video if you haven't read it already, and so I don't want to like talk about precisely everything that's happening. I kind of said that before, but just reiterating. Oh yeah, like here, like this is what I'm talking about. Like he's a Marine. Morgan's a Marine, and Luffy like bounces the bullets off of him, and then everybody's freaking out, like, "What the fuck? Like, holy shit!" Like, I know that obviously, if you see somebody made of rubber, it's not normal, but you should know about the concept of devil fruits and powers and stuff, shouldn't you? Like, I think devil fruit powers are supposed to be more rare at first, or maybe not. I mean, it makes sense that when you get to the Grand Line, there's more of them. Um, so yeah, they fight Morgan. They fight the Marines, who they call sailors in this, by the way, which I find kind of weird. Um, I put a poster here because this kick here, I remember thinking, wow, that is fucking awesome as hell. Like Luffy's fighting style is so quirky and weird. He's always like fighting in like a unorthodox way. It's not like any kind of martial art. It's just like him being crazy. So yeah, he just owns Morgan like pretty easily. And then Zoro just takes him out. Then they leave. You see Zoro without his bandana for the first time. Um, so yeah, Kobe punches him. He joins the Marines. Luffy and Zoro take off. Um, what else? I put a poster here apparently. Oh yeah, yeah. The first time he says book one, by the way, Brooke doesn't show up until I don't know which book, but I don't know, but maybe like in the 40s or something, like book 40 something is maybe when Brooke shows up for the first time. I'm not sure, but maybe around there. And this is the first time they reference him with the we need a musician in our crew, and they say a cook too. Um, they say a cook too, which obviously is Sanji, but the musician running gag was there for a while before Brooke showed up. Uh, okay, so they get separated with like a funny gag. Nami shows up, and then they arrive at Orange Town, is it called, with where Buggy is introduced. So yeah, I enjoyed this quite a bit. It sets up everything pretty well. It's a nice early chapter, and it's awesome to see like how the story evolves. Like Luffy has zero notoriety at the beginning. Like he's just trying to like make a name for himself, and actually Zoro technically is more famous than he is by the time at the beginning of the story. Like if anybody was gonna have a bounty, it would be Zoro. Oh yeah, and here's a post that I missed, which is really stupid. It was like really at the beginning, but something I wanted to point out. Hopefully you can see this really well. This is in the very first chapter. Look at those two characters in the back. I never noticed this. Wait, I really need to show you guys this because I never noticed this. Right here, there. Tell me that's not Zoro and Sanji from the back. Isn't that Zoro and Sanji from behind? Because that's what it looks like. I never noticed that before. And they're gonna like curse that Luffy and stuff like that. That looks like Zoro and Sanji from behind. It'd be cool if that's what that is. I hope it is. Anyway, so I guess that's it. Wait, hold on. There are a couple more post-its in here. Oh, I did that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, so I don't know how I'm gonna upload this because I've been talking for over 20 minutes. I think there's a limit on YouTube if you're like new or something, or maybe not. I don't know, but yes, that's pretty much it for the first volume. I guess that'll be that. So yeah, I'm gonna read the second one soon, probably really soon, and I'll put another video up really soon as well. I'm gonna keep doing this until I don't feel like it anymore. But I'm gonna ideally do it until the end of One Piece, which is gonna be forever from now. So yeah, so thanks for watching. If you indeed watched me talk about the first volume of One Piece for 24 minutes, and yeah, I'll be back. Hopefully, this was somewhat enjoyable. I don't know. Um, any questions, any comments, feel free to let me know. Yeah, so that's it. My name is Jordan, once again, aka DefCos, and I will see you later, next time. Peace.